Hello everyone, this is a little bit of a different episode because I am actually from the future. You might notice by our bigger health bar and our 8 healing gourds. However, this is Mr. Thug Nasty from the future. Now, I'm sure you noticed, both because I put in the description, the title, and if you watch the video, you can tell the audio in the last video is very quiet due to some audio issues I had and some settings, but essentially it made it very hard to hear me, especially when we were in a fight, because when we're in a fight you have the sound effects going, you have the music going. It's very loud compared to just when you're walking around. It's very mild when you're just walking around. However, since most of that episode was dialogue and there wasn't too much action, I was able to put subtitles in where it was hard to hear me, and it turned out alright. The next episode, however, is 32 minutes full of me fighting with the lower audio, and it is impossible to hear anything I'm saying. So, what we're going to do is we're going to re-record it. Now, I know this isn't the same because I do have more health, I do more damage, I have more healing gourds, and I won't be picking up the items because I've already gotten them. However, I will still be showing you the enemies of this area and providing tips. So, in that regard, nothing else is going to change. Now, these are the monks of Senpu Temple. They're, if you remember in the last episode, we talked to that poster, and it let us know that all these monks are corrupted in the search for immortality. These guys are pretty easy to fight. The ones that are going to give you the most trouble are the staff guys, because they will deflect you. All the other ones won't really deflect you, but those ones will. For most of these enemies, you can just kind of keep hitting them until you kill them, and it's pretty easy. For the staff guys, I recommend just treating them like a sword enemy, deflecting them, hitting them until they deflect you, then immediately go into your deflect, and you shouldn't have any problem with them. You do see that there are a lot of them in this area, and I actually could have handled that better. You can, I popped a sugar to try and sneak up on them, but they, oh, sorry for my camera there. They, still saw me, and he's actually very close to killing me. But, I know this experience isn't the same as when I originally recorded it, but I'm sorry, this is what you're gonna have to settle with. It's gonna be very tedious to, and you can see another group. So, a side note here, there's actually 3 groups of monks in this area. There's one that we initially attacked that were climbing the staircase. There's one off to the left here, down here. They hang out here, and eventually they'll make their way to the middle. They actually saw us. Those were the monks we were fighting. If you pop a sugar and take out the left side monks first, or wait until they start climbing the main staircase, then you can save yourself a lot of hassle, and you don't have to fight 3-on-1 like I just did. There is a third group on the right side here that you can see right there. They're actually walking up the staircase right now. And at the top of the staircase, there's 2 more monks. So that's a total 11 monks just in a small area. It would be best if you could take them out one by one with stealth, but if you end up fighting them, that's fine. Just, spam attacks. They're really easy. You do, however, want to save the two up there. Try not to aggro them. They self-buff themselves with, like, bonus attack and bonus defense. So you might want to save them for later. And they both... Well, no, one of them has a spear. But... So, we're just waiting here till they pass us. And then we're gonna kill him. Spam attacks until we kill this one. And you might be wondering, I am doing more damage than you might be, or than you will be in this area. However, it doesn't change the way that I fight these guys. It's still the exact same strategy. You can see there, the staff monks actually have a thrust attack, so watch out for that. If you see it, do the Makiri counter. I don't believe they have a sweep, so you should be good. Anyways, once you clear out those 11 monks, the 3 groups of 3 and then the 2 up there, you can pick up the items that are over here. And oh, these guys are new. These guys are not typically here. I'm actually gonna not fight them. They might show up because we've killed the boss of this area, which is interesting. But they're not normally there, so don't worry about them. Anyways, after you kill those 11 monks, you can grab some of the items in that area. I don't think there's anything too important. And that being said, we're gonna keep going. Kill him. Now, we have a line of 3 monks here. And we're actually gonna use our ninjutsu here, because it's gonna help us out quite a bit. So, we'll go up, we'll get the backstab death blow, which allows us to pop the ninjutsu, and it essentially makes this smoke screen for us, which just lets us chain backstabs, even though they're right there. Now, you can see there's an ogre in the back there. I think he saw us. He did see us. And you can see the priest over there spitting at us. He won't really move from that area, so don't worry about him. The ogre, just fight him like you always do. You probably fought, quite a few of these guys. Pop the firecracker on him. Deflect him. He's got really telegraphed attacks. So, just keep deflecting. Attacking when you can. And he's dead. Now, this priest guy, I'm getting stuck on bugs. He's pretty annoying. He's not too difficult, as you can see. However, he is... Alright. You might be wondering why there was just a cut there. I actually killed that priest guy using an item later in the game that we haven't gotten yet, so I'm gonna cut it out. No spoilers here. But the priest guy is immortal. You can kill him over and over and he'll constantly come back to life. So it's best to not even kill him. You can just run past him. There is an item here. I believe it's either gourd seed or prayer bead. It's pretty important. You want to pick it up. But after you kill those 3 monks and the ogre, you can just grab it, run past the priest. You don't have to kill him. Or if you want, you don't have to kill anybody in this room. You don't have to kill the 3 monks or the ogre. You can just run up, grab the item, and then make your way to this window. Anyways, now that we're out of this building, we're gonna talk to this old lady here.
蛇ガキはの2つあるぞい。1つは生ガキ、1つは干しガキ。あっちじゃ。生ガキはあっちじゃ。駆け越えて穴くぐり、生ガキもいでくれよさ。
生ガキ、どういうことだ。
困りごとかい。しからばお米じゃぞい。お米じゃ。困りごとあるならばお米を恵んでくだされよ。
Alright. So, normally you don't have rice to give her, so you just get the option do nothing, which, so just ignore the option to give her rice there. But this old lady pops up in a couple areas, and she says some really cryptic stuff that actually does retain. There are 2 fruits that we need to get if we're going for a certain ending. We're not going for that ending, but I'll still show you how to get them. If you give her rice, if you have it, she'll actually tell you how to get each fruit. She'll give you some very useful advice. And on my first playthrough, she actually helped me get through an area because I gave her rice and she told me essentially what to do. But she's very useful. If you still don't figure out what she's talking about, or I mean, we'll come back. We're gonna come back in a later episode and give her some rice, do everything she's hinting at, get the fruit, whatever. I will be showing you that, but she's a pretty useful person. Now this area sucks. You can see there's a lot of people. There's 1, 2, 3. There's one up there on that bridge. There's one beside the bridge. There's one behind this temple. Right there. There's people everywhere. Alright. We are going to use the sugar here. Now, most of the enemies are just trash level, really easy to overwhelm enemies. But the hat guy right there, and there's another hat guy on the bridge right above my head on that broken bridge. They are rough. They will deflect you very quickly. Their attacks are really weird, and just overall they're not really someone you want to fight. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop a sugar and at least try to take out one of them stealthily. If we can take out both of them, great, but the goal is at least one of them. So we're gonna, and he actually saw us, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna fight him on the very edge of the bridge. With our sugar popped, no one else is gonna really see us, except for that guy to the right, but we're gonna, shouldn't have done that. We're gonna fight him. Hopefully we can push him off. Oh wow, almost died there. That's actually what we did in our first playthrough. He fell off, or the first time coming through. But you can see he's parrying all of our attacks, which is pretty annoying. And our sugar actually ran out, but I think as long as we keep him on the bridge right here, we're good. Now, you actually can't fall off of the bridge unless you jump off or he grabs you. So if you want to put your back up to the bridge to absolutely make sure you don't aggro the other one, that's fine. As you can see, I'm just kind of staying at the very edge, waiting for him to get close, and I'm gonna hit him with fire to stun him. You can see the shield guy actually came, which isn't Poggers. It's not good. But actually, here's what we're gonna do. Now that the shield guy's here, we're gonna break his shield. That's not good. That's not good at all. We actually aggroed the other one in the attempt to break that guy's shield. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get one in a death blow. No, didn't mean to do that. This isn't good. We're gonna... Oh, I don't have the... No! So my plan here was to get one of them in a death blow and do our ninjutsu to make the smoke cloud so we could death blow one of them. However, I just realized I don't have the spirit emblems it takes to actually do the death blow. So that's gonna make this a 2-on-1 fight, an actual 2-on-1 fight. This guy is half health, thankfully, meaning we can try and focus him. You can see we're out of healing gourds, and I actually had so much can't talk. I had such an easier time on our first run through of this area that it is crazy. And you can see I'm actually kind of glitching him here. He can't... Unfortunately, the other one fell down, but it looks like he's currently glitched. I'm gonna pop a pellet there. This is not good. I'm gonna come up here. Oh, and died. Man, we didn't die in this area before. So, not a great display there. Not a great display at all. Alright everyone. I actually went ahead and ran back to this area on my own. Didn't figure you guys wanted to watch it. But we're gonna try this area again. I'm gonna take a different approach this time to hopefully make this easier, because I realized before in the first run through we did that the lost run, if you will, when we went up to fight that guy, he actually saw us like he did this previous time, and we had to fight him, but he ended up falling off the cliff in a stroke of luck. So I know that's not gonna happen every time, so I'm gonna try and show you an easier way to do it right now. We're gonna pop our sugar, and we're gonna take out this monk, just because I don't want him fighting us at all. And there's actually 2 monks back here. I'm sure they wouldn't have bothered us, but rather be safe than sorry. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna rappel up to here, and then instead of going for the bridge one, we're gonna go for this guy instantly. And you could see whenever the guy behind us saw us, the other one also knew we were there. They're sort of linked to each other, if you will. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna wait for the other guy to get close, get this guy ready to death blow, jump behind him, pop the ninjutsu so he doesn't know where we went, and then get behind them just like that. Man, that was a pretty good painless way to do that. I know it's not always gonna work out like that for you guys, but the main thing you want to do is get that first guy. Once you get the first guy, you can kill the rest of the enemies pretty easily, and then you're just left with one more of the tough guys. But it shouldn't be much of a problem fighting him one-on-one. Just play it safe, play it cool. Now, I always get lost when I come to this area. Of the 4 times I've played through this area on my other character, every time I've had to look up where to go from here. But for the sake of the playthrough, I know now. I know where to go. And in case it wasn't apparent to you, it's probably apparent now because I've been looking at it. But in case it wasn't apparent to you when you were playing this area, there's actually a branch here to the left of the bridge that you can grapple to. So we'll go ahead and do that and keep making our way through this area. So here we find an idol. Go ahead and sit at that. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn directly around from this idol and go down this little hidden path. Here we will find a merchant. Now it's another memorial mob, guys. This is like the second or third one. They're everywhere. However, he has some fruit, a dragon's blood droplet, which we still haven't used, and some sugars, some coin purses. We're actually going to buy 2 of these, and some 5 colored rice. Now, if you're familiar with the other Soulsborne games, the 5 color rice is the equivalent of prism stones in Dark Souls, or the shining hunter marks in Bloodborne, I believe. It's not the rice we can give to the old lady. It's not edible, as you can see in the description. You throw it on the ground and it lights up. That's it. We did actually buy this. We bought this, the fruit, and the dragon's blood droplet when we came the first time, but you don't have to buy any of this if you don't want to. None of this is necessary. None of it's really going to help you. We just did it to see what it did. Anyways, now with him out of the way, we're going to keep going forward. And there's actually 2 paths we can go here. There is this path, which I will show you shortly. There are these hat guys in this area. There's quite a few of them. Pretty annoying, but not too bad. They will deflect you, so just be aware. But alright, you might be wondering why there is another cut. I accidentally did a combat art that we don't get until later in the game, so I'm gonna cut it out again. I really want to make sure I don't spoil you guys on anything, but basically all we did was we killed him, and he actually fell off the map. That was it. We killed him. There are quite a few of these rat guys in the area. It's just this little area that they're in, but it's fine. They don't do much. Now, the 2 paths I was talking about. You have this path up here, which is the actual path that we're going to take to the next idol in a minute. The other path is down, where is it? Down here. Now you see those white lines there? White lines always indicates that you can grapple on to, or you can ledge hang, grab on to that cliff. And you can actually see there's a grapple right there. So pro tip, I don't know if I've said this before or not, whenever you're trying to grapple onto a ledge, grab a ledge, if you hold square rather than trying to, spam it and hoping one of them hits, if you hold square, it will actually automatically grab you to the ledge if you're close enough. And most times it will actually move you to the ledge even if you're not close enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump towards this grapple it, and hold square. Yeah, that would happen to me. We're gonna grapple and hold square. I missed the first one there, completely overshot it, or undershot it. I missed it. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. Grab this item, and surprisingly, I didn't get that item. Apparently, there's a grapple up here. Hold square again. The game kind of dropped frame rate there. That was spooky. And then we're just gonna keep climbing up to this path, and lizard. Now, just like in the Harada estate, there are two walls closely together that we can just bing bong bounce all the way up. And with that, we're at the top. We're gonna go ahead and keep on climbing, keep on going. And at the very top, we find this weird enemy. I'm not sure why he's here. Anyways, there's some items in this room. I think it's just currency and some other stuff. Nothing too important. But in this room, there's a path that leads us to an idol. So we'll go ahead and sit at it. We won't rest at it. But you can see it's an idol right next to a bell. Now, obviously this bell has some significance, right? There's an idol right next to it. And it's even got a sign on it. So, the sign says, "Do not ring this bell. Inviting misfortune is an act of virtue, but only the stoutest of heart should ever consider it." And after reading that, you get the option to ring the bell. Now what happens if you ring the bell? You become possessed by a demon. Bell Demon, a demonic spirit sealed within the iron bell of Senpu Temple, possesses those who ring the bell, strengthening the enemies around them. The Bell Demon confers hardship, but perhaps also slightly better spoils. Using this item has no particular effect aside from causing the demon to leave. So, we are now currently possessed by the Bell Demon. You can see in the bottom left, right under our health bar, there's an icon indicating this. What the Bell Demon does is, just like the description says, it makes the enemies around us harder, gives them more health, more posture. It also reduces the window in which you can deflect, meaning your deflects have to be more on point. They have to be perfectly timed. Now, fear not, you can ring the bell as many times as you like, and every time you do, it will get, well, not, hold on. You can ring the bell, and every time you ring it, you'll get possessed, but it will also give you the Bell Demon item, which means if you use this consumable item, it causes the demon to leave, restoring your game back to normal, so it's like it never happened. And you can ring the bell again if you want to activate it again. It'll drop the consumable again. That's a lot of agains. And you can get rid of it so the desire arise. You may be asking, what's the point? Well, we're actually gonna go ahead and travel back to the previous idol because there's not really a way to get back from here, but we're gonna go ahead and do that. You might be asking, what's the point of getting yourself possessed? Well, you want to do it if you either want to challenge, if you played this game, or you just like suffering for some reason, or you're farming. The Bell Demon causes enemies to drop items more often, more items, more currency, just the whole shebang. And it's pretty nice when you're farming. I personally haven't had to farm too much. I am going for the platinum, so I've had to farm a little bit, but it hasn't been that bad. But when I did have to farm, the Bell Demon made it much more tolerable and overall a quicker experience. Anyways, having done the bell things, gotten the idol, we're gonna go the other way that we went, or the opposite way of where we went. Words are hard. Yeah. It is also late at night, later than I'm normally recording, so my brain's fried. I just finished editing the previous video, and man did that take a lot of work. Anyways, here's the path leading to the next idol. You can see it's a bridge. Now, there's actually a mini boss on this bridge. I do have the footage. I will insert that right. Yeah. God, I can't speak! I will insert that footage right after I finish talking. But I may put subtitles in, I don't know. I'm just gonna break down the fight now. Essentially, you can't do any damage to him. The only damage you can do is to his posture bar. You can't actually inflict damage to his health bar. So, how do you kill him? Well, death blows won't work either. Meaning, no matter how many times you build his posture, break it, and do a death blow, it won't work. What you need to do is you need to break his posture, jump behind him, and do the death blow from behind. When you do it on him, you'll get a special animation, and you will actually kick him off the side of the mountain, which you will see. You may be wondering, well, there's walls here. How do we kick him off? He is a big man with a big sword, so he'll actually break the walls for you when attacking. Meaning, you just gotta stand next to the walls, let him not hit you, but even if you deflect his attack, it'll still break the wall. Just put yourself next to a wall and let him swing at you. Anyways, I will insert that fight. Alright, we are back at the bridge that we were at before. Except this time, instead of walking away from it, we're gonna
我が息子のためその刀置いてゆけ
He is quite
愚かなり
interesting Miniboss, as you can see he's heavily on wood. And our attacks aren't even chipping his health bar. They are building a posture meter, but besides that, they aren't doing anything to his health bar. So what we're gonna do is, you can see he's actually breaking the wall with his attack. You can probably guess what's coming. We are kind of positioning ourselves right next to it so that I'm sorry, it was hard to concentrate while also narrating that. Essentially, we got his posture meter pretty high, and then right before it broke, we put our back to the edge here, and he won't actually hit us off, and we can't go off this. I'm an idiot. Under normal circumstances, you can't go off the edge unless you jump or sprint off of it, but there is still the possibility you can fall off, like I just did. But once his posture meter got really close to breaking, I put my back against the wall, did 1 or 2 more deflects, then ran around him and kicked him off. Alright, and with that fight done, and us at the next idol, this is where the recording session that had the messed up audio ended, meaning everything should go back to normal in the next video, hopefully. But with all that done, I'm once again really sorry about that. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.